Hello, it's me, Lee from More Fun Fixing It. I'm also Lee from More Fun Making It. Go and subscribe. That's a good way to start a video. Goodbye, everybody. Right, today I've got this little ZX Spectrum Plus on the workbench, and you might have seen this in a recent triage video. I'm not sure if I've triaged this one, you know. I don't think I have. So we're just going to go straight in with the repair because I haven't got a whole bunch of these to go with it. Should probably have done this with the 48K rubber keys. Oh my God, I hate this keyboard. It's horrible. That is just the worst. It is absolutely disgusting. Disgusting. But the worst thing about this one is the spacebar is upside down. So it's dead, plus issue with spacebar. And the spacebar, yeah, that's going to need sorting out. What's happened to... I don't even know how this one is supposed to connect to the... Does that just flop about in there? Well, there is a stabilizer bar under there, but I don't see how that actually connects to this. It looks like it might have been snapped off. I'll get another one. I've got this one here. This is a spares machine, so yeah, that is connected underneath there, and it's got hooks, and they've been snapped off. So it'll be quite difficult to see against that background. There we go. So this is the good one. This is the bad one. So I'm going to put the one off of this spares board on this machine, off of that spares case, I mean. And which way up? So it goes that way up, the smiley way. Somehow, I don't think it's like that. Somehow you've got to hook that. Wow, how are you supposed to do that? It's really grubby inside there. I'm just going to give it a quick blast. Hold your ears. Oh, there's a big dust bunny's just gone underneath there. Right, can I... I've got one end in, and that should hold up the other end now. Oh no, it's fallen off. I think I might need to take all of these keys out. Fortunately, they're really easy just to remove with your fingers. It's not a big deal. Yeah, that's the way to do it, because it's got slots here. You put it into the slots, maybe. No, it doesn't line up with those slots. It's offset. So maybe we put it into one slot. Like that end is on now. Don't see how this goes on. I think I might need to take the case apart. I'm determined to do it from the top. And I at least want to clean the bits that I can see as well. That is disgusting. It's really bad. Look at that. I got it off of the other one really easy. Oh, you know why? These are totally different. Aren't they? Oh, no, no, they're not. No, it's exactly the same. Go on. Yes. Although, no, it's come off the other end. Getting that one and this into this little keyed hole here is almost impossible. I don't see how I don't see how it's possible. This monkey puzzle is broken. No. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put the key aside for now. Take the computer apart, take the keyboard apart, and then I'll do it from the other side. That's ridiculous. It's Christmas at PCBWay. Yes, PCBWay have their new Christmas promotion running, and you can grab some limited first come, first served Christmas coupons. You can also get up to 50% off 3D printing and CNC machining, and some incredible deals on PCB prototypes, PCB assembly, advanced PCBs, and whatever FPC rigid flex is. Perhaps the most interesting thing for me in this promotion is a free upgrade to purple, matte black or pink, those most Christmassy of colours, solder masks for your special Christmas projects. You have until my birthday on the 31st of December, I'm sure this was intentional, to fill your Christmas stockings with all of the PCBWay goodies. Link in the description. Merry Christmas, PCBWay. I think I did that with dignity. All right, let's see what's wrong with this thing. No idea what's in here. I'm just hoping it's not an issue 2. If it's an issue 2, then the chances of success, like perfect success, having a really good functioning machine at the end of it, drop by about 20%. Although saying that, there is a rumour that there is a solution on the way for the problem that the issue 2 boards have. And the problem is the ULA that comes with the issue 2 is very weak, the dash 2 ULA. And aligned with the circuitry, the video circuitry, you get a less than ideal output on it. Right, so the ribbon probably is intact actually, and it's not an issue 2. Fantastic. So I'm going to have to take all of that out to get the spacebar in, but we'll do that at the end. It's grubby. Okay, so first things first is a dash 7 ULA, which is the last revision, and that's good. This is an issue 6A, so it's got the integrated ZTX 8401, or in this case it's a PCF 1306P hiding under there, which replaces the 6 logic chips here and adds another one over here. I always find that quite funny that they are like, right, let's get rid of all these logic chips here. And we're going to do that with this really nice custom chip here that integrates those 6 logic chips. And to do that, we're going to add this logic chip here as well. Everything is soldered to the board, so we haven't got a ROM socket, we haven't got a CPU socket, which is a bit of a shame. But it's dirty is all I can say, really. Let's get it out. See if any work has been done to it. No, nothing. It's in good condition, apart from the filth. So let's do with my new multimeter. Cheers, Dave. Mr. Jones at EV Blog. Look at that, a real Bobby Dazzler. I'm still getting used to it. I love the way that it stays on the last function on this multi-function thing that has resistance, continuity, diode check and capacitance on it. It stays on whatever you use last, which is really good until you want to be on something else and then have to go searching for it. But that's fine. So we're on resistance first, checking between ground and the output side, sorry, the input side of the voltage regulator. So I'm looking for shorts here, and the input side 700 ohms, that's fine. And then we're going to look at the voltage rails on the lower RAM. So I think that's -5, I believe. That's 29k, that's good. And the 12 volt rail is good up in the mega ohms, and the 5 volt rail is also great. The next thing to check is across the coil. Often going to get problems here. That looks shorted. 3 ohms, it's shorted. The coil is shorted completely. Yeah, that's... I don't think it's the actual coil itself. I think what we're going to find is it's going to be TR4 down here. Yep, TR4 is completely shorted. It's a 3 point. Let's go back to here. So between ground and one leg of this is where the short is basically. So we've got like 3.1, 3.2 ohm short there, and across the coil over here it's more 3.2. I don't know how to change the resolution so I can see more digits after the point. I'm going to have to download the manual. Anyway, so this is definitely a voltage problem with TR4, possibly TR5 as well. So the thing to do there is just to pop TR4 out and replace it, and then take it from there. Did I call this a voltage regulator? I might have called this a voltage regulator a minute ago. I'm going senile. It's a transistor. I might not have even said that. I might have imagined it. Oh. So I've just cleaned this out and got it all nice and put a new tip on it and everything. Got it all nice and working, and it's immediately blocked. Let's try that again. Oh, it's done it again. What is going on? Ah, that's better. Should, yeah, that's fine now. From there, I see little component tester. 2 resistors. One side is 3.2 ohms and the other side is 97k. Okay, that might come in handy. And got a ZTX 651 to go back in there. It's going to clear out the holes a little bit because it didn't come out very cleanly. Being careful of that keyboard connector. This can go in the same way as the old one came out. It's a like for like drop-in replacement, so the curved bit is to my left. Or if the board is the right way round, the curved bit is to the right. So these are like back to back. Legs off. And, oh, clean with my new brush. I've not really used this in anger yet. Some isopropyl. Oh, it does such a good job. It is really good. Now, I can measure across the coil. And I should get a better reading. Open circuit. Just put it back on auto ranging. That will show something one way around because it's charging capacitors. It really should drop to 0. And it isn't. So the next thing I want to do is go to diode check. There we go. Black leader in the middle. I'm just going to test the one I've put in, which is fine that way, nothing that way and that way. That was a black leader in the middle, and the red leader in the middle, I should get voltage drop that way and that way. That's perfect. But the TR5, 5.5 that way. Oh yeah, there's something wrong with TR5 as well. Yeah, that's not right. TR5 is going to have to come out. Darn it. And this is a bit of a concern because if both of them have blown, that's often a sign that this has been probably plugged into the wrong polarity and something has run amok. Sometimes if it's just one component, then that's just that component has failed. But when it's multiple components, oh, that's saying it's okay. This might be a bit more involved. I'm going to change that anyway. And I've put a ZTX 751, which is a drop-in replacement that a lot of people recommend, but it isn't very essential. You can use, I can't remember whether it's a PNP or an NPN transistor, but you can use pretty much anything in this position. It's not a high current part of the circuit. It's not doing a lot of heavy lifting. So that should be more sensible. Let's take the... This is not right. So I'm getting 0.5, 0.4, 0.2. Sorry, 0.42. A lot of points in there. I use my own decimal system. And that was with the black lead. Nothing on the top and 0.4 on the bottom. That's not right. Something else is wrong here. Okay, that the coil is actually showing correct readings now. That's nice. I didn't want it to be the coil, although I've got one sitting almost right next to me, ready to go in. It's when you turn the leads around and it does this sort of thing. And there's all sorts of analog magic going on in there now. But that coil is okay. Something else is wrong. I'm wondering actually if this could be a thing with this multimeter that, you know, just that it measures in a way that I'm not used to. It could be that. I'm just going to go back to my old one. I don't think it is. Hello, old friend. Oh, well, maybe it is. 0.6, 0.6, and that'll be nothing, and then 1 point something. That's interesting. This multimeter gives completely different readings. So, okay, let's go. This is the normal readings that I've grown used to when I've been fixing all of these ZX Spectrums over these years. Is on TR5, if you have the black lead in the middle, red lead on the top, you get 0.65, and the same on the bottom, 0.65. And then red lead in the middle, black lead on the top, nothing, and then a black lead on the bottom, 1.2-ish. That's a normal reading, so I'm happy with that. But with this one, in diode mode, black lead in the middle, red lead on the top, I get 0.5. And on the bottom, 0.4. And then red lead in the middle, black lead on the top, nothing, which is right. See, that was the thing that made me think that this could be down to the multimeter. And on the bottom, 0.4. It's very strange. I don't know why that is. Can you tell me? Okay, so now we know that that is mostly functional. In the, you know, there's no shorts that we need to worry about too much. I can connect up my Henry Amazing Instant Composite mod. A few people have been asking about this on Discord and building their own version of it. And it is just a normal, coaxial lead with RCA jacks on each end that he has connected the video side of it to this, and with a 100 nanofarad capacitor in line here with, I think, oh, I can't remember which way around it is. I think it's the negative end going to here. Yeah, and this is obviously connected to ground. I'll put a diagnostic cartridge in. I have the bench power supply set to 800 milliamps, 9 volts. I want to just put some paper underneath this just to protect it, just in case there is any stray bits of solder on the workbench. And I should be able to see immediately down here if all the voltages are present, and they're not. Only 9 volts. Oh, actually, when it's just 9 volts, that usually means the voltage regulator is blown. And looking at it, it doesn't look very healthy. It's missing a few bits. I've already pinged off the bit that was hanging in here, but yeah, that shouldn't be. There shouldn't be a big hole there. That wasn't like that. There was a bit in there, and I put my tweezers in it before I pressed record and pinged it off, and it's gone flying. So I can't show you. But yeah, let's change that. Oh, it's right here. Just found it. There you go. That's definitely gone. I was going to try and get it back in there. Ah, well. I have found it, but look, we're done. So it's got a big, horrible pad underneath it. I think someone's glued this down. Yeah, part of that was like double-sided taped down. Right, I've got the desoldering start. It went to sleep. Right, let's hit this with the desoldering station. Stop messing around with the amateur tools. It's not touched it. See how that's done a really good job. It's fallen out. I don't know what that is. It's like they taped along the side of it so that you could still get some thermal contact or some metal to metal contact with the heatsink, but the thing is that this would have been holding it away. So yeah, that's not going to work. All right, I've got another one here. A nice shiny new one. Let's put that in there, get the heatsink installed again. Actually, whilst this is off, I'm just going to give these edge connectors a bit of a clean. They are very worn. They might need reflowing. Yeah, they're not in very good condition at all. Right, just feed that bolt back through there and get it back through the board somehow. Like that. This one's got a little fibre washer on the back of it. Often they're like a grip washer. That's probably just as good. Let's take that all out again. Put some thermal grease in. I got told off for not putting thermal grease in last time, and it is true. I should have done that in a previous machine. So these more modern voltage regulators are probably not quite as important to do it to, but they all run quite hot. So let's put some thermal grease on there. Back. Right, solder those up. Actually, I'm going to chop them down first. It's quite a high stress point, this. So soldering them after being chopped is probably one of the places where this is a good idea. You don't need to do it on chips and things. They're not getting plugged in and unplugged. That's good. Let's try again. I'm not going to put it into the display. Let's just see if it, yeah, we've got voltage. Didn't hear the speaker. Okay, it's running. Just there isn't a speaker, but the cartridge doesn't seem to be working. There is a very, very slight beep beep going on there. Something's wrong with the speaker. Ha! Oh, rather boringly, the rest of the computer is working fine, which is very usual for these issue 6A's. DC-DC circuit is the latest version of it, which has all of the protection that you have to add to earlier ones built into it. So for instance, the 3 and the 4, issue 3 and 4 motherboards need to be brought up to this spec machine to make them as resilient as possible. So they don't generally go wrong and take out all of the lower RAM in the way some of the others do, even though this one did lose at least one transistor. It lost TR4. I'm pretty sure TR5 was fine. Plus the ULA in these is very robust, the -7s, and it's just you know, they got better as they made them. They're still really cheap, but yeah, a voltage regulator popping in this one is not a problem. In an earlier one, might have caused some issues. So the only thing I need to do now is a quick composite mod and to clean up this connector because it's really crusty. Right, let's just remove the link to that one, to the internal part of the RCA jack. So that's the modulator, or the video signal from the modulator disconnected. And now I need to disconnect the 5 volt and the video signal going into the modulator. What's that? Why is there a foot in here? That's actually out. It's a broken foot stuck on the end of there. Right, let's get these out. Whilst it's still warmed up, I'm just going to use this one. Okay, so the negative going to the internal part of the RCA jack and the positive going to the video signal on the board coming from the ULA or wherever it's coming from. I'm going to try and clean this with a bit of wire brush. But my wire brush is getting harder and harder to get this into these. Oh, no, it's still going. It's still working. Brilliant. That works so well. And then a little bit of wet and dry with a bit of contact cleaner around this RCA jack just to get the worst of that crud off. It was crusty. That's good. Right, normal composite lead this time. Yeah, perfect. It's a nice display. Nothing wrong with that at all. Could possibly do with changing TR1 and TR2 actually to make it a little bit brighter. I'll quickly do that because I've got the bits here and I've got the soldering station warmed up, so I'm just going to raw those out. Okay, I'm putting in BC 549s, and these have to go in the other way round from the footprint on the motherboard. Otherwise they won't work, because these have got a different pin out. But they are, I don't know how it works, but they boost the signal slightly just to make it brighter. Double checking that I've actually put it in the right way round. How does that look? Yeah. Yeah, that's much, much, much better. So many people would recap this as a matter of course, and I 100% agree. That's something, if this was going to be my computer and I was going to use it every day, or at least often, I would recap this. It's probably worth doing, but these caps are all working. The computer is working exactly as it should be. It's not something that needs to be done in order to sell this. The person that buys this will buy it with the full knowledge that the caps have not been changed. Then that's fine. They can get them changed themselves. But my purpose here is to get this working so that Paul can sell it. That's why we're here. So there's the membrane. It's got that same sort of backing on it that the other, I don't know, is that normal? I suppose it is. Oh well, I'm not worried about that, and I'm not worried about this bit. I'm going to give this a quick brush off, and this as well. Lost 2 plungers because some of the keys are out. So I need to be careful actually that I don't lose the ones that, yeah, with the keys detached, the plungers just fall out. So now I should be able to get this in where it's supposed to go. I should be able to do it from the back side, I'm hoping. It's a terrible design. It really is awful. I'm not even convinced I can do it from this side. Oh, I know how you do it. Take that out. It has to come out of here first, I think. That doesn't even help. That doesn't help at all, because this is such a bad design. Someone really, really didn't put a lot of effort into this. I think that this bar is supposed to, these ends are supposed to go into these slots. That's what these slots are there for, so that these can lever up and then you can attach the space bar. But there's just no way that that's going to work. I reckon that they just couldn't get these stabilizer bars in the right size and just, oh, they'll do, in typical Sinclair fashion. Well, at least I haven't got the centre key post to have to worry about when I'm doing it this way. So I can just hook both of them on, hopefully, from the top side here. Even that's still struggling to go on. This is absolute madness. So that should now take a key post. Yeah, key post, whatever this is, a plunger. Actually, that looks like it might be the wrong way around. Looking at all of the other ones. That's not going to come back up. I don't know what's going on with this. Here's another ZX Spectrum Plus. Oh, it's in disgusting condition. And now I've pulled that up. Oh, there we go. It's gone back in. I don't understand this. That doesn't seem right to me. Oh, that one's not. Ah, that's it. Right, so this wasn't clipped in properly. That should. It still doesn't want to move. What is that? It's fouling against something. It shouldn't do that. Even without the key post in there, it's still fouling against something. I've got some really high quality keyboard lube pen here that my friend Jonathan Adams gave to me, and I'm actually going to use some of this on this abomination of a keyboard. Oh, here we go. Whole load of it just came out. What a waste. I just don't think that's going to be strong enough to push that spacebar back up. No, it's not. Okay. I think I can sort this. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. I'm just going to clean, there's a bit of rust on the end of this. I'm going to clean some of that off. But I'm also going to adjust the plastic on the spacebar clips itself where it's rubbing. We'll get it working well. So where it comes in here, there's a bit of plastic on the back of each of these arms that fouls against here. I'm just going to file a little bit of that down off the back of here. Only a little, taking a little bit off of here because it's not going to be the strongest thing in the world. It wasn't to start with, and this is only going to make it weaker. But I'm also going to, why is it so hard to get in here? I'm also going to take a little bit out of the plastic inside the case here. I'll be a bit more aggressive with this bit. I'm still not sure why this has happened. It doesn't seem right. Like it's the wrong spacebar for this computer, but just trying to make it work as best as I can, given what I've got to work with. Right, it's much better now. That works. Not sure this keyboard membrane is going to work, but at least I'll have a nice loose spacebar. That's almost good. What an idiot. Oh, God's sake, Lee. There's another reason I don't like working on ZX Spectrum Pluses, especially the keyboards, and your hands get absolutely filthy off of this metal. It's some kind of untreated steel sheet that it gives you grey fingers. It's horrible. But these lovely issue 6A boards, 6A? Yeah, issue 6A boards are usually only found in these machines. So if you want a really, really good ZX Spectrum 48K, it's going to be one of your best bets. But you can still find very unusual computers, very unusual issues inside these Plus cases, because some of them were upgrades. And I've got in a future video one with a very different issue ZX Spectrum in it, inside a Plus case. I'll put the keys back in a sec. Yeah, only some of the keys are working. Membrane's toast. Right, that's a job for Paul. I'll put these back. I might even put them back in the right places. And him. Done. Well, I can't play Manic Miner on it, so you just have to imagine that. Or look up a YouTube video of Rose Tinted Spectrum doing the Ballad of Angry Jet Set Willie or something like that. I can't remember what it's called, but it's really good. Go and look it up. That's all we've got time for on this one. That was what was wrong. So we had not that one, a ZTX 650 in TR4 that went pop, and a voltage regulator that went pop, and a horrible broken spacebar that needed replacing with broken bits on it. But it still needs a keyboard membrane, but I haven't got those. That's something that Paul will do once it gets back to him. I'll put all the screws back in this, add it to the pile over there, and I'm driving over to see Paul tomorrow. So I'll have a load more broken machines by this time tomorrow. Right, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Look, I thought we were done as well, but we've got something. It's not making beep, beep, beep noises. Well, it's making very, very faint beep, beep, beep noises. Not loud enough. So there's something wrong. First thing to check is the speaker. And I have the multimeter here on resistance. And I think it's that way around. Is it that way around? Maybe the other way around. 40 ohms. And that's a 40 ohm speaker, so that's exactly right. The next thing to check is this transistor and this diode here. The sound comes straight out of the ULA and it goes straight through this diode and straight through this transistor and into the speaker. That's a very, very simple circuit. So you should see the signal on both sides of the diode because it's going through it, and it's, you know, obviously preventing any voltages going back the other way. I don't know why. And it should be on 2 pins of the transistor. I haven't looked at the schematic today or for a long time, so I'm pretty sure there's like a voltage on one of them, 5 volts on one of the pins, and on the input on another one, and the output on another one. It's to boost it up, I believe. So let's have a look on the right hand side of the diode first. You can see there's the beep, beep, beep happening there, and that's quite normal. And on the other side of the diode, beep, beep, beep. And on the right-hand pin of the transistor, looks like we've got the voltage there. 8 volts at that point. The middle pin, which is probably the collector, I would imagine, we've got the signal there. And the other pin, which I'm going to guess is the emitter, is nothing. Or very, very little. There's just a little tiny ripple every now and then. I think that's the faint beep you can hear. Right hand side of the diode. Perfect, exactly the same. Left hand side of the diode. I think this is actually the input on the diode, but there you go. Now the feed, the voltage, again 8.8 volts coming into it. The middle pin, the signal is there, and then the left hand pin is has a signal where the other one didn't. So it's pretty reasonable to assume that the transistor is the problem here. So let's get that out. I don't know what to put in its place. I might just grab one off of a donor board. That's not melting the solder. Stick some fresh solder on there just to make it easier to melt this. That's better. Oh, toasty. See what the component tester makes of it. Oh, that says it's okay. That says it's okay. Why is that saying it's okay? The signal was not there. Could it be the ULA not driving it hard enough? Or it could just still be a faulty speaker. But it's got the right ohms across it. Not sure what to do about that. Right, I'm going to try a ZTX 651, which is the transistor you normally put in TR4. I've looked this up, and the transistor that goes in here is a ZTX 450, and it's actually quite a high current one. And yeah, this is testing okay. Look, 1.65 milliamp, but the polarity is reversed on this, so yeah, that's actually microamps. So this could have blown. So I'm going to turn this around in the footprint and solder it in the other way around and see if that fixes it. I think it might. It looks, the readings on that tester were a bit weird. It was testing as a transistor, but not entirely correctly. Not at the ratings you would expect. There's one way to find out if it's going to work. Probably numerous ways actually, but there's one easy way to find out if it's going to work. That didn't work. I didn't like that at all. If I put it in the wrong way around, no. Okay, I don't think it was the transistor, so I'm going to take the transistor out and I'm going to take the diode out as well. I'm going to put the old transistor back in and test the diode out circuit. No, I think the diode's okay as well. Why was that transistor not working? I don't understand that. Let's put it all back how it was. Test the ULA in another machine. Let's see, first of all, if it's doing what it was before. Yep, exactly the same as it was before. Let's try that ULA in another machine. Bit of WD-40. That worked well. Well, they're both -7 ULAs. Okay, so it's not the ULA. It's got to be the speaker then. If the transistor, right? Yeah, yes, I think it must be the speaker. It must be something going on with that speaker that means it's not happy, because the transistor just made it go funky, made it go all weird. Putting a higher power transistor in there, maybe, I don't know. So Let's take this speaker out and see if that fixes it. Well, I don't think it's going to fix it, but maybe putting another one in would. Nope. Oh, that's interesting. So I'm measuring across the speaker now. How did that measure 40 ohms in circuit? There's nothing there at all now. I don't know if I've got a spare one. I don't know if I have. No, I don't think I have. I think I've got one here. Let's steal this one. Right, so measuring across this one, 41 ohms. Both ways. Okay, so that's what confused me at the start, because it only, it only measured one way. It's like a diode, this one. Oh, no, it's just crusty. It's going to be working fine. All right, so let's put the replacement one in anyway and see if that makes any difference. No. Just for a giggle, I've taken TR7 out of another board. I want to see what that says. 1.3 milliamps. That's a lot different. I still think it's the transistor, but I just had the wrong sort of transistor in it, and that a ZTX 651 is not suitable. Actually, I can leave that in there. Let's get this one out of here again. So I might have to get some ZTX 450s in. How's that? Yes! Transistor. So this one, this ZTX 450, this one was 1.03 milliamps. It was part of the testing, came up with 1.03 milliamps, and this one is 367 microamps. So that's not as many. Okay, bad transistor in the bin. The good thing is I can put this speaker back in this board, and it's just missing transistor. Right, now I can button this one up, and it's really time to go. So I've probably already said goodbye, but I'll say goodbye again. Goodbye. It's really late here.